Hey, Bright Bites fam, welcome to The Explainer. Have you ever gotten to the end of the year and just thought, wait, where did it all go? It's a feeling we all get, and today we're going to dive into the really cool science behind why that happens.
You know how it is. One minute you're making New Year's resolutions, and you blink, and suddenly the holidays are right around the corner again. It really feels like it gets faster every single year. If that sounds familiar, don't worry. It's not just you. It's actually a fascinating feature of how our minds work.
Okay, so let's get right into it. There's this one really popular theory that you've probably heard before. It tries to explain the whole thing with some pretty simple math.
And on the surface, it makes a lot of sense, right? I mean, when you're 8 years old, a single year is a massive chunk of your life, 1/8 of everything you've ever known. But when you're 40, a year is just a tiny little slice, only 1/40th. So yeah, it should feel shorter. But here's the thing, that simple math just doesn't capture real life. A boring Tuesday can still feel like it lasts forever, no matter how old you are.
Exactly. As author and psychologist Claudia Hammond puts it, this whole math idea completely leaves out the two most important things, our attention and our emotions. So what's really going on in our brains? Well, the real answer is way more interesting than just fractions.
Because it turns out, the big secret to how we perceive time has nothing to do with the clock on the wall. It has everything to do with our memory. It's not about objective ticking seconds, but the subjective story our brain tells itself.
Neuroscientists have a great name for this, mind time. See, our brains aren't just passively recording time like a camera. Nope. They are actively building our experience of it. And you know what the building blocks are? Our memories. Time isn't just something that happens to us, it's something our mind creates.
And this is the crucial part. The way we remember our past literally changes how fast the present feels like it's going by. It's our memories that give time that strange, stretchy, elastic quality, which leads us to this really cool psychological effect. And that effect is known as the reminiscence bump. Trust me, this is a huge piece of the puzzle.
So what is it? It's this wild tendency for us as adults to remember things from a very specific period of our lives with incredible high-definition clarity. And it's not just about big life events. Studies show we even remember more details from like movies we saw or songs we heard during this time.
And when is that prime time for our brain's memory recorder? Get this. It's the decade between the ages of 15 and 25. Our brains just seem to be recording everything in super HD during those years.
So why then? Why that specific period? Well, because it's absolutely packed with novelty. It's the time of firsts. Your first job, your first real love, the first time you lived away from home. All of these new emotionally charged experiences get logged by our brains as really distinct, powerful memories.
Just think about it for a second. What's one of those super strong memories you have from that time in your life? I'd love to hear it, so drop it in the comments below. And hey, if you're finding this interesting, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out. So here's how it all connects. Because our youth is so dense and packed with all these new memories, when we look back, that period feels incredibly long and eventful. But as we get older, life tends to get a little more routine. We form fewer brand new distinct memories, and that's when entire years can feel like they've just compressed into a bit of a blur. So, are we just doomed to watch time speed up forever? Well, not necessarily. The good news is we can actually use this knowledge to hack our own perception of time and maybe even stretch it out a bit. And a perfect everyday example of this is something called the holiday paradox. I'm willing to bet every single one of you has felt this before. It's a fantastic illustration of the two different ways our brain experiences time. Okay, so think about it. While you're on vacation, you're so engaged and having fun that time just flies by. That's what we call prospective time. It's how we feel time as it's happening. But then, when you get home and look back, that 1 week feels like it was so long and full, right? That's because you made so many new memories. That's retrospective time, judging a past event by how many memories you stored.
So what's the secret ingredient? It's novelty, new experiences, learning a new skill, visiting a new place, even something as small as breaking your daily routine. All of these things force our brains to wake up and create new memories. And it's those memories that stretch out our perception of time, making our lives feel longer and richer when we look back.
I just love that. And isn't it kind of empowering? It means we actually have the power to fill our own lives with experiences that make our personal timelines feel fuller. We can consciously create more of those reminiscence bump moments at any age.
So I'll leave you with a little challenge. And look, you don't have to go book a trip around the world. It can be as simple as trying a new recipe for dinner or taking a totally different route on your daily walk. What's one new thing you could do this week to make your time feel just a little bit longer and more memorable?
Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer here on Bright Bites. If this made you think a little differently about your own time, please hit that like button and maybe share it with a friend who's also wondering where the years went. We love breaking down fascinating topics just like this one, so make sure you're subscribed and have those notifications turned on so you don't miss a thing. We'll see you in the next one.